Remember, if you want authentic Greek food, it's the Fat Greek in Yucaipa.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio KNET 1490 AM. Joining our live audience over there on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Periscope TV, LinkedIn. Glad to have you with us. On today's show, we got the latest, including some interesting news that you got to use, and then news you got to say what's going on in the world again. We got Mr. Jesse Sanchez over there. Good morning, Jesse.
Good morning. Now you're warning me with that one. But I have a story to counter that if we need to be cheered up.
Okay, all right. Well, the one I'm thinking is the Florida private school. Do we share that one first, or do we do the National Day? What do you guys want? Do you want National Day? Do you want which is it?
Ooh, good question. Let's get the National Day out of the way.
Okay, out of the way does not. Oh, you know what? You're gonna like this one. National Blueberry Pie Day, National Bravehearts Day, National Great Poetry Reading Day, National Superhero Day, Workers Memorial Day, or Denim Day. Which of these will you celebrate today, Jesse?
Wait, you said Bravehearts Day. Is that the movie?
I don't know. I only open them up when you select it, so I'm just as surprised as you. It's like a package that keeps giving.
Okay, let's go with Braveheart because that sounds interesting.
I was hoping you go Superhero Day, whatever. Okay. Oh, this is a good one. All right, here it is. Let's see. National Bravehearts Day on April 28th each year honors the bravery of families dealing with pediatric cancer. It also focuses on the bravery of children suffering from cancer and those who also care so deeply. Okay, you know, this is kind of more superheroes than not. The observance offers hope to families struggling with pediatric cancer through a phone app called Spotlight Hope. Find the app on Google Play and in the Apple Store for easy download. The app helps families plug into local resources during their time of pediatric cancer crises. From financial help to rides to the doctor, the Spotlight Hope app provides information on how to connect to thousands of resources in the U.S. designed to help families navigate pediatric cancer. Has it impacted your life in some way? Then download the app and start connecting to a wonderful community dedicated to making the journey more bearable. Okay, so you see, good job. You actually, and no, it has nothing to do with the bear, but you know what? Even better, right? So I'm going to bring this up for you guys to see on our, for those of you tuning in on the radio, all you have to do is find us on Facebook. It's easy. You can find us at KMET 1490 AM. We also have great stuff, other content, but just follow us there. We're streaming it there for your enjoyment. So you can see here on the live feed, discover hope, inspiration, and thousands of resources to help your family at all stages of the pediatric cancer journey. It's good on the iPhone, on the App Store, and they have location-sensitive information from financial help to rides to the doctor. That's actually really good. It's really put well together too. It looks very, very good. Get connected, notes and sharing, stay connected, even to another community of people that are going through the same thing, and then be inspired by one another. Use the app to find help in the areas most needed, like books, DVDs, and information on it, family guidance and support, breakthroughs in research, childhood cancer, interest, financial help. I'm sure that is good and helpful to people. Fundraising and community support, hats and wigs, hospitals, lodging, other items and services, parent-to-parent support. That is good for other families, especially single families that are dealing with it. Recreation and camps, wellness, transportation, special wishes and gifts. You can subscribe for news and updates. Just put in your email and then you'll get the information that you need. But you can see how they put it together very nicely. And then evidently they have other kids as well who I guess get their parents' permission. And then, they post their pictures as well. But these are the kids that we see have to deal with it from a long time. And evidently these are some of the people that said. Alicia says all the information that I could ever need was provided by Spotlight Hope. Melanie M says, I will let my mom know about this. This kind of app is what I've been looking for since I found out that my niece is suffering from cancer. And Clayton G says this app has amazing features wherein they also provide you with financial support by connecting you with a lot of local resources. So there you go. You can download the Spotlight Hope, enjoy all the features. It's been seen on ABC as well. So click a category that you're interested in. A map populated with the location markers of organizations within that category will appear. Then you hover over the marker to see the name of the resource. Click the name to see a full description of the benefits and contact information. 99% of the resources include a click to call phone number, as well as a link to their full website. Go to the website of a resource, click on the small world icon in front of the world website within the listing. You'll also be able to create notes, share information with others, as well as recommend resources to be added to the directory. Other helpful features can be found under the main menu tab. Be sure to browse all the pages under the main menu section for additional information. So there you go. You can get connected on their Facebook and or Twitter as well. And there you go. So Brave Hearts for Kids is the name of the organization that did this. And I got to say, I'm going to add my little like here because I think they're doing something really good. So what do you think about that, Jesse? Good job selecting that.
Right. I think that's great. And to be honest, I was going to choose Blueberry Pie Day, but you know what? I enjoyed choosing a national day that I've never heard of before. And like this, I thought it was something completely different, and it brings awareness to something I didn't even know.
Yeah, you and me both. So now we can get that information out, and especially look, it's no fun, number one, for a little child to find out they have cancer, right?
That's horrible.
That's number one bad. You know, we've got Hope for Cancer over here. We've got a whole section dedicated. I don't know how many sections, maybe a minimum like 5 different sections dedicated to children with cancer that are battling it and going through the processes. Leukemia is another form of cancer as well. And there's so many different forms and stages of it that the children need to hear and have hope, right? So I think it's good for the parents because there's so much information out there. And I'm talking about across the country and around the world, really, that are going through this. So, you know, and especially when it comes to autoimmune diseases and other things, you know, they have to be even more careful with certain things. So, you know, have to stay isolated away from others. And it's not a fun thing to have to deal with if you're a children that's battling cancer. And I'm not even talking about coronavirus, just talking about cancer alone. So again, something that still needs attention, still needs, honestly, with the same gusto that we have had for even, you know, the vaccines, don't you think?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
I mean, if we could try to get ahead of the vaccine, that would be great. But I mean, you kind of wonder, well, if they could get ahead of the vaccine, it kind of makes you wonder, well, how come they're not getting ahead of the other? You understand? Like if you had the world, in fact, I'd like to put that out there just really quick. If you had the world really, really figuring out how to keep everybody safe from all of these, I mean, childhood cancer kills a lot. I mean, I don't like to put it out there, but if you've known anybody that has cancer that dies as a child, they're taken way too soon, way too early. So I think if anything, go with the same gusto that you've been going with the other, you know, and if we got to learn anything by this virus, I think if you get the world looking at something and agreeing to something together like this with the same gusto, maybe we can help cure other forms of cancer. What do you think?
I would love for that to happen. I really would.
Because
but now here's where my dark side comes into play.
You know what? Leave it by
are you
sure?
sure?
I don't want to.
No,
Jesse,
it's not
you're
dark,
gonna kill this whole good. Jesse, just go ahead, go for it.
It's real. Look, pharmaceutical companies make money on treating diseases, not curing them. Do you get it?
Let's put it this way. That is a good theory because okay, look, can I explain something to you really quick? Okay.
Fine.
Do you ever wonder, you know, I'm going to say this really quick. Do you ever wonder why I don't discuss that type of stuff here on the show? Let me break it down for everybody, okay?
Yeah.
There are people that get, how do I put it? I know of doctors and or people that talk about that sort of thing on the air after so long, and then all of a sudden they either get shut up, they get told to stay off the air, or they could say other things. So we never, ever, ever, ever say that. Do you understand what I'm saying? There's a certain.
I understand that they disappear, or you never know.
Yeah. I don't ever want to talk about stuff like that. Because look, here's the reality. Okay, let's talk in generality. And I've had to battle this thought again and again and again. Right? You have good side versus bad side. Right? You've got corporate greed versus normal-ish, right? Which is called you need to profit. Okay, you have businesses and pharmaceutical companies that need to turn over profit, right? It helps them stay in business. It's a working business model, right? Okay. Now, I would say probably the majority of pharmaceutical companies out there are trying to save life and not hurt it, right? Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I don't believe they're trying to hurt people, but you know what? There's money to be made.
Okay, but back to what you're saying. Okay, so let's stick to the situation at hand. Yes, there's the okay. How do I put this? If you throw all doctors under the bus, are all doctors bad? But are
No,
there sometimes what do they call the Dr. Monroes that try to create life where life shouldn't exist out of like an ape or a gorilla? Yeah,
okay, I see where you're
yeah.
going.
So they're the more the minority than the majority. Does that make sense? Now
Yeah.
to throw the whole pharmaceutical under the bus.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
Yeah, right. So there's always so the question is, okay, which ones are the ones that the FDA needs to go after, that government has to go after, like China went after that one, right? That did so we talked about the ones the other week, which is true, with that scientist which actually worked on the lady, right? Which had the two newborns, which altered their DNA state, right? And China ended up saying that was abhorrent. It was terrible. I think they locked him up, gave him prison time. We don't want that type of thing. Now, is that crept into our pharmaceutical industry? I would venture to say the answer is yes. However, if you attack the pharmaceutical industry in general, I think it's a little bit offsetting to some that depend on these chemicals. Because look, at the end of the day, who do you want to have certain cures for certain diseases? Researchers, doctors, and of course, those companies that help produce these to begin with, right? In other words, are all vaccines good? A good majority are, to keep them from, repopulating in your body, right? So there's a healthy balance there that goes there, but to throw all of them under that bus doesn't work. And then, of course, the ones that do go at you, you kind of wonder, well, what is it So for those doctors and people that have been missing and we all know it, it's public information, just YouTube it. It's pretty public. There's information out there that I know I follow every now and again. I go, wow, but I don't know at the end of the day who's getting hurt at the end, and are people being hurt? So you see what I'm saying? Like, if you get a prescription to help your body, does that mean it's going to hurt your body? Well, there's side effects. So you got to go through the side effect situation. So I'm a little over, how do I say this? Because some people have wanted to come on and I say, yeah, but you got to bring proof, because if I say this, I'll probably get thrown away, right? Like literally.
Yeah.
Like this comment. Let's see. Well, actually, we're going to take a little break. We'll regroup on this. Don't get me put under, Jesse. They'll be like, no, thank you. I appreciate that. We'll take a quick little break. We'll be right back with more after this.
Your health truly is the greatest gift. At U-Theory, quality of life is at the heart of every product we make. From farm to shelf, we travel the world to source the purest, most efficacious, and clinically studied ingredients to create science-backed supplements that support beauty, emotional, digestive, and physical well-being. All U-Theory products are manufactured at our Southern California facility, ensuring the highest quality standards every step of the way. As a family-owned company, we celebrate the power of human potential with a mission to inspire wellness in all. Try U-Theory Immune Plus Daily Wellness. 100% daily values of vitamin C, D3, and zinc. Go beyond the you of today and catch the you of tomorrow. U-Theory.
Tried shipping a package lately? It's amazing how difficult and time-consuming it can be. Packing, envelopes, boxes, second-day ground, next-day air, it's all enough to give you a headache. Next time, do yourself a favor, go with the pros at the UPS store in Beaumont. They'll pack it right and let you know all your shipping options. You can also take care of everyday tasks like copies, faxing, notary services, and live scan fingerprinting. And while you're there, Pay your Edison, gas company, and Verizon bills. Open extended hours Monday through Saturday. The UPS store in Beaumont, located in the Oak Valley Plaza at 1440 Beaumont Avenue. Call 951-769-5956. That's 951-769-5956. Online at the upsstorelocal.com/5027 or Google 5027.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state? Did you miss sending out a prior year tax return? The IRS is out to collect now more than ever, and they'll use any means necessary. They legally can and will garnish your wages, take your money, and even seize your property. If you're behind on your taxes, call the Tax Relief Hotline right now at 951-224-9000. That's 951-224-9000. 951-224-9000. You can legally get your tax debt under control and in many cases get the breathing room you need. Garnished wages, property seizures, bank levies can stop immediately, but you have to call. Many of our specialists are IRS enrolled agents. They know the system and how to make it work for you. Don't wait for the IRS to come down on you. Act now so you can get your tax debt under control. Call the Riverside office today for free info at 951-224-9000. That's 951-224-9000. 951-224-9000.
Welcome back. It's the Morning Show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM, where we're breaking it down for our online audience, and some of the comments there are good. I like this one. Stephanie Reed says, "I know this coffee I drink supports children battling with cancer. They created a Coffee of Hope by Scotty P's Big Mug Coffee. I fully support running marathons for children who have cancer and diabetes." And I do want to go back to that really quick. What I was saying is, and I always thought this is kind of interesting, and a lot of breakthroughs have happened when it comes with, cancer and the like. Sometimes I do wonder, like you do, Jesse, at the same time, very generally off the topic, but same topic is, how come there's so much money that's raised? You kind of wonder, well, where does that money go? And then how come we haven't had a cure since then, right? For like, as soon as it comes out, boom. But I think something that we talked about, biomarkers, which was, I think, yesterday, the discussion, is important. Like when we talked about, there's so many different variants of lung cancer, right? You have to tackle based on the biomarker of the DNA. So it's good. And I remember meeting, and I keep saying I'm going to have them on, but I can't remember the technology. They had this little thing. You put a droplet, and it would analyze your blood and know exactly your blood DNA immediately in order to find the markers that your body needed in order, because everybody needs different proteins, different enzymes, different forms of I want to call it nucleic acid, and or other fruits or vegetables that actually can help heal your body, given the right amount of stuff into your nutritional system that you would need to help heal yourself. However, because there's so much science to it, of course, even some science is starting to adopt, what was referred to as Eastern Western technology. So my point is, like, everybody has to start combining their knowledge together to be able to say, okay, this works here, this works there, and not throw anything off the subject. We've had UCLA talk about how they've been adopting more Eastern Western medicine, right? More Eastern medicine and adopting it as Western medicine, because there's some things that they didn't know actually work, right? So I think it's good to have that conversation with others. And I've met people that have dealt with cancer as naturally as possible while still needing a bit of the other in order to help them. So there's so many different ways to go about it. But back to something you said earlier, Jesse, I think it's important still to bring it up and why we're talking about it. It is something positive, and it is something that, is something we all need to think about, right? National Brave Hearts Day, for the brave hearts of the people out there, the families, the caretakers, and the children, most of all, that have pediatric cancer. That's what we're talking about at the end of the day. And do we hope that there will become a cure? Yes. Do we hope that there'll be something that, staves it off and just says, no way, you go back and never come back again? Yes, that's what we want. What we don't want is, the dark side to win. Let's throw that out, right, Jesse? Because I'll give your comments perspective about how you're thinking, because what is it you've heard?
Oh, the only reason I say that is because for as long as I can remember, it's fight cancer, donate to cancer, and my aunt passed away from cancer a few years back, and I just get upset because there's never enough help for people who aren't rich or that don't have the funds for these kind of things. So that's why I get a little upset, and it just makes me mad.
Okay, you know what? I'm glad you mentioned that because you're right. Sometimes they have treatments, but and very rarely. And let's talk about the world. I mean, we're talking about the U.S., right? The U.S. has a lot of the technically ahead in many ways in certain technologies and behind in others. But going back to what you're saying is sometimes these treatments, and it's true, we've seen this, health insurance doesn't cover them. And people are like, well, how am I going to get this treatment? This is a life-saving treatment. Whereas on the opposite end, you have people, I'll give you an example. I know somebody battling stage 4 cancer. He's already invested well over like $500,000 just to stay safe, free from his current cancer that he's been fighting, right? That's a lot of money, and that's a lot of debt. And that's a lot that some insurance, if you have good insurance, it'll cover it. And if you have a pre-existing condition, will it, but when you get to be a little child, hopefully your parents have really good insurance. And if they don't, it's uneven, right? So we're talking about now, not just a morally situation, an ethical situation, which should be fixed around the corner, you would think. And yet, is this the way we're going to continue on, right? That's something that really does need to be discussed at some point. And again, if you go with the same gusto that you do with a virus like coronavirus, well, then it shouldn't be before long that you say, because I agree with you. I've participated in certain things that are fundraisers and with all these, and I've seen other people take advantage of these monies. They say it's for cancer, but they pocket the majority of the money. So you go, well, where's the money going, right? And there's so many different research. You got to go, well, which one are the ones actually advancing? I want that list. I want the list of the ones that are advancing, are making cures better than not, and coming up with those things for real, not creating more problems. And I got to imagine those that are trying to help pediatric cancer are all in it to win it. They're not trying to create problems. But God forbid that one guy that's out there going, I'm going to take advantage of the cancer victim and I'm going to put mutated strains into them to see, because they're going to die anyway. You don't want that guy to live, right? You want that guy to just kind of inject it in himself, right?
Wow, yeah, you took that. Okay, I thought I take things dark. You took it up.
I'm sure that's happened around the world, right? There are people that take homeless people, lock them up, and then throw away the key, but test on them as well. Or do they? I don't know. I'm just thinking outside the box. Does that happen? I'm sure it does somewhere.
Yeah, I've never thought of that, and wow.
Yeah. Oh, I can go super dark, but is it fantasy? Is it a tale of another tale, or is it just reality being hidden underneath the world? I don't really know. But my point is, better to ask and be aware of it than not be aware of it at all. Why is human trafficking happening? Human trafficking is a very dark, evil thing to do. Why is that happening? Where are the kids going? Why are the kids being stolen? Why are kids being made to, you understand there's so many different ways to go about it. But yeah, I just don't like to go all dark and deep, because then I go like, then I get upset and I go, okay, just forget that. I'll become a law enforcement professional. But then law enforcement professionals' hands are tied as well, right? So much red tape.
Yep. Yeah, that's exactly red tape. So much stuff. They have bureaucrat stuff they have to go through.
Yeah, just become Batman and do it yourself. So there you go. All right, we're going to take a quick break here on the morning show. We'll be back with more right after these messages. But then you get locked up for that, because you can't be an avenger of people. You get it. We're so like, we'll be back right after this. Stay tuned.
Beljanski supplements and herbal teas, widely used in Europe, now the Beljanski formulas are available in the United States. Used by athletes, fashion models, the former president of France, and those in the know. Beljanski supplements and herbal teas can work for you. Call 212-308-7066. That's 212-308-7066. Visit our center in New York City. Our website is www.maisonbeljanski.com. That's www.maisonbeljanski.com. Feel better naturally. Beljanski formulas.
The staff and families at Custom Care Solutions caregivers take this time out to recognize and salute the Palm Desert men and women in uniform, standing tall for our political and economic freedoms around the world. Let's always remember them in our thoughts and prayers. Their efforts abroad and our support have kept America strong. That message was courtesy of your good friends at Custom Care Solutions Caregivers, 42201 Beacon Hill in Palm Desert. They're always working to keep our community moving in a positive direction.
Mattress Brothers Overstock Mattress Sale. Just $3.99 for a foam encased queen pillow top set. $3.99. Check out Mattress Brothers $3.99 Overstock Sale. Mattress Brothers at 120 West Redlands Boulevard in Redlands. The $3.99 Overstock Sale is on now. $3.99 for a foam encased queen pillow top set. Mattress Brothers also has locations in Hemet, Riverside, and Palm Desert. The $3.99 queen pillow top sale on now.
Do you need a car? Been shopping only to be turned down because of bad credit, low credit, no credit, bankruptcy, or divorce? Guess what? Today's your lucky day, because now you can buy a car, truck, or SUV, just about any vehicle. It's true. Bad credit doesn't matter. No credit doesn't matter. Bankruptcy or divorce, it just doesn't matter. As a matter of fact, your job is your ticket to your new vehicle. We're Auto Credit Express, and we've helped thousands of people just like you. Antonio H. told us, great company, got me connected, and the day I went in, I drove off in the car I wanted. 100% worth your time. Need a car? Get started now and drive off as early as today. Just go to 12ignoremyscore.com right now. That's www.12ignoremyscore.com. Auto financing the easy way. 12ignoremyscore.com. Get started today. Auto financing the easy way.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio KMET 1490 AM, where we appreciate each and every one of you with us. However you're tuning in, let us know how you're tuning in and what information you got to share. Again, the things we talk about are simply generality things, so they're not meant to cause harm and or create you to think worse about everybody, but it's just interesting things. And this is where, science fiction comes into play. You get a lot of stories about this, but you kind of wonder, and then sometimes you hear of the, crazy people that are out there. And then what happens from that? For example, this one, okay, let me give you some of the top headlines here, Jesse. We used to do this way back in the day, which was choose your story, right? That you want to talk about. I've done this. It took me a while. I did it way back when, and sometimes I would just hit it on the fly. But here's a top headline. Coming this summer, lack of truck drivers could cause gas shortage. What? Does that mean the gas is going to go up? Here is another one. California woman gets injected with wrong vaccine for second shot. Doctor explains impact. Which one do you want to hear first, Jesse?
Wow, both of them are actually kind of important considering gas prices are going crazy right now. No, I want to know what happens if you get injected with two different ones.
And then there's this one. As Disneyland gets ready to welcome back guests, soft opening for cast members begins.
Wait, soft opening? What does that mean?
And then there's this one. It's been a violent 24 hours on Southland roads with at least 7 innocent drivers being showered with gunfire and random shootings from LA to the OC.
What? Let's go with the Disneyland one.
And then, do you see the theme that's going on? I don't know which one to cover first. And then this one. California sending oxygen equipment to help India's COVID crisis.
Oh, weren't we talking about that yesterday?
But I'm like, I hope you're giving them the not all of ours, because we're going to need them here, but good job helping out. In other words, okay, here's the reality. Okay. There's so much good news, bad news, and weird news. I don't know which one to share. And it's picked up within the last 48 hours. Here's the other one. The CDC released new guidance saying that fully vaccinated people no longer need to wear a mask outdoors unless they are in a crowd of strangers. Will you continue to wear masks when outside? What would be your answer, Jesse?
I will not wear a mask outside unless I'm around a crowd of people I do not know.
Okay. I technically have already been doing this, but because when you step away, and I've said this, right? When you step away or you step in an environment where there's nobody else, and it's daylight, I don't know about nighttime. I'm not going to lie. Because if somebody I've always wondered if somebody coughs in or sneezes in a certain area. Okay, I'll give you a perfect example. I hate to say this, but it throws caution to the wind. Never. You'll see what I mean. Have you ever stepped into somebody else's flatulence that you didn't know they flatulated?
Yes, I have.
And how long did it take to disappear?
Not quick enough.
Okay. So let's just throw that out there right now. I would venture to say out in the sun, it probably dissipates quicker than not. I could be wrong. I don't know. I think somebody needs to do a theory on this, right? It's because there's something about UV rays that in the sun actually helps kill off, right? And or not. I could be wrong. I'm not saying all. I'm not going back to what Trump said and just throw UV, in the bloodstream. I'm not saying that. I'm not doing that. But my point is, germs and or bacteria tend to now in certain meats germinate, right? And or populate. So you don't want to leave certain meats in that. But if it were just in the air, I'm just theorizing. I'm not a doctor either, by the way, so I could have wrong information. I'm hoping for good information to come up around this. But my point is this. I sometimes will take off my face mask if nobody's around me, right? And I'm walking outside. Okay. Let's look at the guidance really quick. Let me, and then we'll go to the other ones that you really like, and then have our audience choose what they want. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention issued new guidance on outdoor mask use for fully vaccinated Americans. If you're fully vaccinated, the CDC says you can now take your mask off at small outdoor gatherings or when dining outside with friends from multiple households. The CDC is telling unvaccinated people that they still need to wear a mask at such gatherings. Oh, we're going to have I guarantee you're going to have a rewrite within 4 weeks. Guaranteed. Okay. That, oh man, we're going to have a huge spike. I can already see it. Okay. Do you see the problem with that?
I do, but
you're gonna let me say it. Okay.
Elaborate.
Here's the problem with that. All right. Just because you have the vaccine, it does not mean you cannot get coronavirus. Let's go back to India, right? India has mutant variants or variants that are mutated of the disease. Let's put it that way. Okay. Variants that have mutated of the disease. Question: do we have variants that are mutated of the disease here in California? Answer: yes. We've had it I think we talked about it for the last 6 weeks, actually. And do all of these vaccines work against those brand new variants? The answer: not really. So how do you know which one you have or if you have it at all? You get what I'm saying with that? Okay. It says here, though, Dr. Rochelle Walensky said, if you're fully vaccinated and want to attend a small outdoor gathering with people who are vaccinated and unvaccinated, or dine in an outdoor restaurant with friends from multiple households, the science shows if you are vaccinated, you can do so safely unmasked. Really? What's the science? Okay, let me go back to this. She said this: generally, for vaccinated people, outdoor activities without a mask are safe. However, we continue to recommend masking in crowded outdoor settings and venues such as packed stadiums and concerts where there is decreased ability to maintain physical distance and where many unvaccinated people may also be present. We will continue to recommend this until widespread vaccination is achieved. Oh, I get it. So they're going on. Oh, we've gone past the point of we got the cure now. Is that what you're saying? And you can never say cure, because if you say cure, that's where FDA gets on you. There's no cure, by the way. It helps your body help fight it off in the event that you get it. But here's the question of the day. Somebody says they're vaccinated, right? And I know where they're going with this. They're going with a little, okay, prove it through the signature form. You know how people are going to come up with fake ones now? Just to say, oh, I have it. At the end of the day, this is just a problem going to get worse. I guarantee it, because people just know how to work around things. It says your life has not returned completely to normal for fully vaccinated people. The Federal Health Agency says even if you've been vaccinated, you should avoid large indoor gatherings. Smart Federal Health Agency. The CDC did not define how many people would be in a large gathering. Of course not. The fully vaccinated who do choose to attend a crowded outdoor event, such as a live performance, parade, or sport event, wearing a mask is recommended. Yeah. Let me put it this way. You got to babysit a kid that has a cold or a flu. Are you going to wear a mask?
A baby that has the flu. I want to say yes.
Let's say you have a
but
cold or
let's
flu
see-
and they have an autoimmune disorder. Are you going to wear a mask?
Oh yeah.
Whether or not you have, the flu antibody vaccine?
If somebody has an autoimmune disease, yeah.
Okay, so we have coronavirus, which is worse than the average flu. We've already proven that. When it hits hard, and it's hit hard around the world. India already has a huge spike because they did the same thing back in January. Oh, there it is. It's the lag. So in January, India said, oh, we're good. We're great, right? They started to loosen it. Now we're in, end of April, early May. So it took a total of January, February, March, April, May, 4 months or so to see a huge spike that they've never seen before. And now they're overwhelmed. And now people are dying outside, not getting treatment inside. That's the part we got to be cautious of. All right. So there you go. Look, I'm not, this seems like a repeat of what I said back in March and April of last year. Oh, yeah, that's right. It did happen. Yeah. If you went back to all of my podcasts, I said exactly the same thing. The CDC were the first one to say you don't need masks way in the beginning. Do you remember that? You probably don't. But they said, and I says, I don't know. I'm still going to wear mine.
I remember they were saying don't wear masks, and then they were saying wear masks.
Now I will.
Then they were
now
wear certain types of masks.
Right. Now I will say this. There are moments I do not, as I said earlier, when I'm outside and I'm away from people. I take it off, and or I drink my beverage, right, and or I eat my thing, or with your family, right. But okay, here's what the CDC says. Okay, so I guarantee now we're going to have so many more backwards problems here. People are considered fully vaccinated by the CDC 2 weeks after the second dose of the Pfizer, BioNTech, or Moderna vaccines, or 2 weeks after the single dose Johnson & Johnson vaccine. President Joe Biden referenced the updated guidance for wearing masks outdoors while giving remarks on the state of the pandemic yesterday ahead of his first address to Congress on Wednesday. One of his top coronavirus advisors, Dr. Anthony Fauci, hinted to CNN that the guidance would be updated this week. Fauci said told CNN's Jim Acosta on Sunday that he didn't want to get ahead of the CDC, but the agency will be coming out with updating their guidelines of what people who are vaccinated can do, and even some who are not vaccinated. On Tuesday morning, before the updated mask guidance was announced, U.S. Health and Human Services Secretary Xavier Becerra said that people who are vaccinated against COVID-19 will be able to return to a more normal lifestyle. Becerra said, the message is clear. You're vaccinated. Guess what? You get to return to more normal lifestyle. If you're not vaccinated, you're still a danger. You're still in danger as well. So get vaccinated. I'm telling you, I could tell. I could see the writing on the wall with this one. Okay, so look, still use your thinking mind. Remember when certain areas, including San Bernardino, said, "Oh, you don't need to wear one." And we went through this whole back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Who do you know is vaccinated or who isn't? How can you trust who is or who isn't? How can you trust that they don't get it and transmit it to you? How can you trust that it's not a variant? How can you trust if you don't know what is in their veins? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I do. And that is, if you can't trust somebody that says, I'm just thinking the people that are going to be buying these like fake vaccine passport things. They'll get like a piece of paper. It's like, yeah, I got vaccinated. Here you go.
Yeah, if you're going to do some, go with a more legitimate version of it. If you're going to have to, but my point is, look, I guarantee we're going to see a spike. Now I know why we're going to see a spike. Okay, so there you go. Don't be the one not thinking in the room. Be the one thinking in the room, and there you go. That's that. I'm going to leave it with that, and I could be wrong. You guys may disagree, and you're more than welcome to disagree. I like it when people disagree because I like to hear different perspectives. I'm just saying, don't throw caution to the wind, because then the question is, oh, by the way, how long is the vaccine good for? We covered that just the other day.
That's a good question. I'm going to say 6 months.
Yeah, anywhere from 4 to 8 months, depending on your human biology. Did you know that? Yeah, important. So now you got to put a marker on that. All right, people, I'm telling you, there's a lot of information. Make sure to use your thinking mind. CDC, you need it. I don't know what's going on over there. Who's taking the helm over there? All right, let's see. And Garrett, watch. They're going to do a roundabout. in about 4 weeks. I predict it now. It is May, so by coming up to May. So before June, we're going to have a wraparound on that. Watch. Let's see. Maria says, COVID-free still, tested again today. Yay, but still got 13 more days quarantine. They won't let work till it's done. Sai and I have had both shots. I was in a taxi for 30 minutes, and someone had COVID that day in one of the taxi cabs. We both wore a mask. So there you go. And then I see masks, by the way, you guys are wearing, which is they fall under your nose. I've been seeing people walk around with loose ones all the time. You buy, just invest in a N95, seriously. And it goes over your nose, right? Now, if this occurs and you're out in public, are you vaccinated, Jesse?
Yeah, I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, when it's under your nose, that's
Oh God.
and I said vaccinated, right?
Oh, what you're doing? No, I see tons of people.
I
like
see that all the time, and I'm like, oh no, we have our mask on. Do you think you just did you put it over your nose, and as much as possible, could it leak in technically? But you understand, if I sneeze and there's a droplet of sneezing into your face, at least you're not going to inhale it, right? More often than not.
That's true.
Now,
that is the vast majority of people do not cover their
can it
mouths.
still leak through? Technically, yes. But if two people wear a face mask, does it reduce the chances? Does it eliminate the chances? No, it doesn't eliminate the chances. It greatly reduces it, but it doesn't eliminate it, technically, just so you know. So it's not the end all be all. I'm not preaching or teaching that. It's not the end all be all, right? If you go into a room full of coronavirus and you touch it and it's right there, then you lick it. And now, do you get what I'm saying? People need that mentality in their head. Seriously. I'm not even a germaphobe, but anyway, my point is just don't be that person to just believe everything you hear. Use your thinking mind. I think we're getting back to that. And I'm going to share a story coming up right around this where Florida says exactly the opposite. We'll talk about that coming up next here on The Morning Show. Stay tuned.
For all you truck and RV enthusiasts, TruckWorks right here in Banning is your one-stop shop for the best diesel performance and overall truck and RV needs. Whether you're towing, racing, off-road, or just cruising around town, TruckWorks specializes in truck and RV service, maintenance, repair, and performance upgrades for every light and medium-duty truck manufacturer. Bring it down to Terry and the guys at TruckWorks. Call 951-922-4776 or visit their website at mydieseldown.com today.
Hello, listeners. Christopher here from The Christopher Show. Hey, I want to talk to you a little bit about CBD. Now, CBD is not approved by the FDA as of yet. Myself, as well as millions of other people across the USA, have used it with help for pain, anxiety, sleep, and other conditions. Now, you know, all CBD products are not equal. It really matters on where you get the CBD from. Now, I suggest you get it from a qualified pharmacist, and I happen to know of one. It's at Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions in Beaumont, California. They only carry pharmaceutical-grade CBD products of the highest quality. So if you want the best, you go to Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions. Their staff is there to help you with all your CBD, pharmacy, and mobility needs. They're located at 1680 East 6th Street in Beaumont, California. Give them a call, 951-845-8252. Once again, it's Your Pharmacy Mobility Solutions in Beaumont, 951-845-8252. Once again, it's Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions in Beaumont, California, 951-845-8252.
Top Line Industrial Supply, your destination for industrial tools and supplies. We make hoses while you wait, hydraulic, air, water, and custom brake lines. Take advantage of our large selection of fasteners from grade 5 to grade F911 and a full line of stainless steel bolts. Our no-cost outside shop service keeps you stocked at no extra charge. Come by one of our 2 convenient locations in Beaumont and Temecula and visit top-lineindustrial.com. At Top Line Industrial, we don't just sell products. We sell solutions.
When you want the best performance for your vehicle, think only of Scott's Headers and Mufflers in Beaumont, right off the I-10 and 60 freeways. Check out Scott's complete list of performance products on their website at hdrinfo.com. Scott's Headers and Mufflers can recommend ways for your car or truck to get better gas mileage and cut down on emissions. Need your car or truck to pass smog only? Go to Scott's Headers and Mufflers in Beaumont. Find out all of your questions on vehicle performance by logging on to hdrinfo.com. Scott's Headers and Mufflers in in Beaumont. HDRinfo.com.
We're in the studio with Fred Penny, managing attorney with Penny and Associates Injury Lawyers. Fred, tell us what makes you the number one choice for handling personal injury cases.
Most of our firm is made up of former insurance company trial lawyers with extensive experience handling all types of personal injury matters. We believe that gives us a distinct advantage.
That's Penny and Associates Injury Lawyers with locations throughout California. For a free consultation, go to pennyandassociates.com or call 1-800-616-4-LAW. That's 1-800-616-4-LAW.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. Jesse, you brought this story to my attention. Here's the headline. Florida private school asking staff not to get vaccinated. Jesse, okay, question. When you hear that, what's your first thought?
At first, I read it as they weren't accepting non-vaccinated teachers. I had to read it 3 times because I didn't quite understand it.
Yeah, a private school in Miami is warning its staff against getting COVID-19 vaccines and says it's their policy not to employ anyone who has been vaccinated, okay? A letter stating the new guidance was sent to parents of students at the, and I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, but I got to throw this out there. It's called the Centner Academy.
I'm not against vaccines or stuff like that or against people that get it, but the reason why was hilarious.
Okay, but I'm just going to throw Centner Academy.
The brain school.
That's what it says. But if it's the brain school for the Centner Academy, what does Centner mean? Or is it supposed to be the Center Academy and you misspelled it? You see where the mind just went backwards there? My point is this. Okay, maybe it isn't. Maybe it means something. The letter states that legal action will be taken if staff lie. Okay, Dr. Eileen Marty, an infectious disease expert at Florida International University. I didn't make this up. This is circulating around the news headlines. Maybe there is fake news. I don't really know. Here we have one of the most powerful tools in our arsenal to protect ourselves and prevent this problem, and they are discouraging the use of it. It's tragic. Carter Sox, an employment lawyer with Gallup Auerbach, says it's not illegal. Of course, Sox said this is a private school. It's not a public school. So generally, a private employer in Florida can fire someone for any reason or no reason at all. Huh? However, there appears to be some recourse if fired personnel want to fight it. Cox said there is a potential for the teachers to say that this rule would discriminate against them based on a disability, so they may say they have a serious medical condition that requires them to get the vaccine. Huh? According to the New York Times, okay, I get that. I get their mindset there, trying to backwards so that they can't get sued, which wrote an article on the Centner situation. Seriously, if that were a school, I would be like, let's not send our kid to Centner. Is it supposed to be center or set? What's a Centner? Or did they not? We couldn't get the center one, so we chose for a Centner because it makes more sense. At the Brain Academy, it makes more sense, right? Faculty was told to fill out a confidential form answering whether they received the vaccine, which one, and how many doses. In the letter, the school claims tens of thousands of women worldwide had adverse reproductive issues. Oh, that makes sense. Including irregular menstruation, bleeding, and miscarriages by just being near someone who was vaccinated. Huh? Wait, what? There's no science there. Okay, whoa, wow. I get it. They're buying into, oh my God, the other side's alive and well. I get it now. It's called, let's throw caution to the wind again, people. Let's not pay attention. Marty said, quote, it's a gregarious towards anyone who wants to protect themselves from this virus who would be employed by them. There's nothing infectious in the vaccine whatsoever, and the type of immunity that they induce in no way affects anything to do with someone's fertility. The school claimed it spoke with medical leaders about the vaccine who said it's experimental, not enough is known about it. Marty is confident in the use of the vaccine, questions who the medical experts are and the school are using. Marty said, quote, the author has a very primitive understanding of what a vaccine is and really no understanding of the scientific process. I agree with that. The United Teachers of Dade Union released a statement in response to the letter. They said, these schools not only teach misinformation and peddle propaganda, they punish teachers who try to protect themselves and their families. We are horrified by the unsafe conditions and labor violations that colleagues at schools such as this one have had to endure due to a lack of union representation and contract rights. Oh, so this has been happening. It's not the only one. Well, there you go. Send your people to the brain school that calls it Centner Academy. I don't know, but I'm out of time. But bye, everybody. And that's all I got for you. I cannot make that story. Seriously is a thing. I don't know what you guys say about it, but there you go. That's what I'm saying. It clearly says Centner Academy. I cannot even. It is what it is. Yeah, that's. Don't laugh like a donkey, but you know what I'm talking about. All right, people, I appreciate you. I do. Let's see. Be careful out there. There's a lot of misinformation starting to be spread, obviously, and don't believe all the crazy hype over there. Okay, use your thinking mind. Remember where we came from in March. Remember how we got here to begin with. A lot of people believe that crazy hype, and now here we are, well over 600,000 deaths on the U.S. alone and around the world. Let's look at the latest number. Okay, around the world. This is, maybe there's some information that's wrong, but even if you account for 4 to 8% information wrong, it's still pretty high, right? Worldwide deaths from COVID. Currently, let's see, there's a little bit of a spike. Yep, there it is. 3.14 million deaths. We just barely crossed the 3 million. Now we're already at 3.14. Even if you took out 8 to 10%, you still have a huge number. You get it? Don't throw caution to the wind. Bye-bye, everybody.